I'm trying to remember the first time he. I just asked about you. Hi everyone, I'm going to react to Mob Psycho 100 Season 3 Episode 3, Getting Carried Away. And last episode was them hunting a yokai. We got introduced to this new character, Amakusa Haruaki. I don't know if he's gonna be like a permanent character or if he's just like I feel like he's gonna be coming in and out. But yeah. That's where we were last episode. So before we get into this one, if you guys have my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting my Patreon at patreon.com/feelmini. And I'll start this episode, and here we go. I guess I should start from the I'm trying to see how to organize my thoughts, but I guess let's just start from the beginning. They started this episode with Suomi, right, and two other girls, and they were talking about someone breaking up in Wana, and then she sneezed and snot came out, and she was trying to keep the others from seeing because she's such a popular girl in school, and probably people haven't seen any kind of imperfection when it comes to her. So her sneezing and all that, she was afraid of other people seeing it and taking a picture and sharing it and whatnot, making fun of her. She wanted a tissue. The other girls, they said they didn't have it, but I'm guessing they probably do, but they just didn't want to give it to her, And then Mob came and he gave her the tissue, and she was like, okay, it's been a long time since we've talked, and I'm like, yeah, because we haven't seen them interact in a while, and then she just basically said that, and then she went by her way. So I'm like, okay, so that's it. And she said, see you later. And Mob was so like floating over that, and then he was going home, right? And oh yeah, before I even go there, as I was saying during the reaction itself, that I really like how when it was just Subumi and the girls, you could actually see the girls' faces and the other girls' faces, right? But when he's from Mob's perspective, like, usually when he's looking at Subumi, any other girls next to her, their heads are just like vegetable heads, meaning that he doesn't really look at them. He's basically focused on Subumi. So I really like the fact that they made that distinction here. The way you look at the girls when it's from Mob's perspective, and then when it's just Subumi and the other girls. So he leaves. And then he was approached by the photographer, and she was telling him about this gathering that was gonna happen with the Psycho Helmet religion and whatnot. And then the other one from their psychic club also came, and she was like, okay, you promised to take me look for psychic stuff on Sunday. And Amy also showed up, and he was like, oh, you're really popular today, because she sees him speaking to, I guess, to other girls and stuff. And Mob just had this, what? Am I really getting popular? And then Ritsu showed up, and he was like, Ritsu, can I talk to you for a second? I feel like I'm getting popular. And he's like, oh, no, just let it go. I'm probably just, misinterpreting what's happening. And then they started walking, and then you see these girls like looking toward him and talking and stuff, and like basically it's making it seem like they were looking at him because he's so cool and stuff. And I'm like, Ritsu is in the back, so these girls are probably looking at Ritsu, because he's also a popular boy in school. And Ritsu, when Mobs told him that he thinks he was getting popular, he was just so happy for him. I'm like, that's not the case. you know. And then later on, he sees Teruki as well, and then he tells Teruki that he feels like he's getting popular in Wana, and then you see other girls also looking at them, and I'm like, they're probably looking at Teruki, and I'm like, oh wow, you are so misinterpreting what's going on. And Dimple tried to tell him that when he got home, but Mob didn't want to listen, because Dimple, we haven't seen Dimple. And I think we only saw him in the first episode, and then the second episode he was gone. And I'm like, well, what is he trying to do? Because the first episode, Mob was trying to figure out what he wanted to do in the future, right? And then he asked Dimple, like, what does he want? And then Dimple had this look on his face, and then he left, and he's like, okay, he went to the divine tree, and he's like, okay, it's probably about that time or something like that. And I'm like, okay, what is he trying to do? Is he trying to because he's the one that created LOL. Is he trying to have, basically resurrect his religion and become super powerful again? I'm trying to remember exactly what his real goal were when he became Dimple, like the little ball that we see him as. Now after Mob defeated him, was he trying to get close to him so that he can? I feel like it was for nefarious means, and then throughout all the 2 seasons that we've seen so far, he sort of like he became close to him. I guess we considered him as an ally and as friends and family and stuff. So when we came to the season, and then he's like thinking, like maybe going back to being evil. I don't know. That's where my mind went. And then in this episode, the narrator was talking about how, when the divine tree came, and you have all these people with these beliefs that were giving like this a lot of energy. When you have all those people gathering and giving all their desires and beliefs and wanna gather in that one place, there's gonna be a lot of energy. And I'm like, okay. So, and then they said that God can be born from that or something like that. And that's what we saw Dimple for the last time, So I'm like, okay, is he trying to gather all those energy and become this new God that they were talking about? But he didn't really do that. He went back home to Mob, and he tried to get Mob to become the new God for the psychic helmet religion. And Mob at that point was not interested in becoming a god. He was, after what's her name again, Misato, yeah, after Misato told him about all these other people that were trying to become leaders, and then they were gonna have this basically contest of who was gonna become the new leader. And she mentioned the fact that Tsubumi might also look at him differently if he became the leader of the religion. That's when he started considering going to this gathering and presenting himself as the leader, just because of Tsubumi. But Dimple was talking like, him becoming a god, them joining forces together and, leading this new religion and whatnot. And Mob was not interested in all of that. And he was just told Dimple to just like let go of all those ideas that he had in mind, of all those schemes that he had in mind. I felt bad for Dimple, especially when Mob was, all up on his high horse, 100% on his high horse. Man, I really don't like that face that he makes, and I want him to go back to the cute Mob that we've known, But when he was all up on his high horse about him being popular, and Dimple was trying to get him, back down to earth, and he's like, no, that's not really what's going on. And Mob asking like, why are you saying all these things? And he's saying that it's because I care about you. And the way Mob reacted, he sort of like dismissed Dimple, you know? So I felt bad for Dimple in that particular moment. And then when he told him to, oh yeah, he mentioned the fact that, so he mentioned the fact that Dimple got a little bigger because of the energy that he gathered at the divine tree. And Dimple had this look on his face, like maybe he didn't realize that he gathered all those energy from the divine tree. And then after Mob just told him to let go of all those schemes that he had in mind and basically dismissed them. And then Dimple left. I don't know. It felt that there were thoughts that was going through my mind. The first was that he felt dismissed by Dimple and he was sad, and then he left. And then the second, because when Ritsu also saw him and he was trying to talk to him, he didn't even look at Dimple, he just left. That felt to me like he was like basically Mob breaking his heart and him being sad and he leaving. So that was the one thought in my mind. And then the other thought is that he didn't realize that he was gathering the energy from the divine tree. So he's like, so I can gather more energy and make myself more powerful. And that's what he was focusing on, and that's why he left. So when we go to the and then throughout they were talking about how these things were happening, the roots and stuff. And it was somewhere in the middle. I think it was when Rito was talking to, when Teruki was talking to Mob about, the roots and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, there was a after credit scene last episode where you see the roots like coming out from the ground. I totally forgot about that. It was, even though Reagan also was talking about that with the other two, when they were having the meeting, and he wanted to know what was going on with their lives because he was bored. They were mentioning that as well, but my mom it didn't click on what he was talking about. It was only when Teruki was talking about it with Mob that there was something weird going on in the city. So when we go to the meeting, and then you have all these whatever, man, gathering. Oh, excuse me. And people were waiting for Mob to show up, and Mob was waiting for Misato. He didn't even know where the gathering was supposed to be taking place, so he was waiting there. And then this weird-looking person showed up on the stage, and he was looking sort of like Mob, but he was taller. But the way the person, that entity, was looking, hello, yeah. Where was I? Yeah. So when that dude showed up with the person looked sort of like tree-ish to me. It didn't look like a regular human being. He had, especially when you looked from the back, it had all these, I don't know, it looks like, something made out of a tree. I don't know. So I started thinking, okay, did Dimple make himself look like that and showed up at the meeting place and whatnot to present himself as a new god or something? Because the person that was speaking also sounded like Dimple a little bit to me. And then that was one thought, and then the other thought was like, it's a completely different entity, a different person that we haven't seen before, like maybe like the main bad guy, because they've been saying that these things have been happening in the city, this roots and stuff was perfect, in the city. So I'm like, okay, is this new entity gonna be like the main bad guy. The thing that they need to be defeating, Mob is gonna have to defeat in this season, you know. And then when he showed up and he was talking about how, you know, y'all should, what exactly did he say? But whatever he said about the religion, and he said that it was to bring them happiness and something or other like that. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna make a miracle. And then he made a broccoli, you know, show up on the stage and stuff. And all the while, other people were watching, as also Reagan as well. And he's like, that guy that's on stage, that's not Mob. So where is Mob? He tried to contact Mob, but then Mob's cell phone is like kaput. So yeah, that's basically where they ended the episode. So like I said, either this person is gonna be a different entity altogether that they're gonna have to defeat, or this person is Dimple. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Was there anything else in this episode? I don't think there was anything else. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. And if you want to see my reaction to episode 4, you can do so by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/Philomini, and you can also see the full length of this reaction there as well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.